Hey guys, Aaron here. Today we're going to be replacing the spark plug and spark plug wires on this Ford 6.2 liter V8 engine. Now these engines come in the F250, 350, 450, 550, so on. They also come as an option in the F150 Raptors starting in 2011. This particular truck's a 2015 F250 XLT with about 120,000 miles. Now overall the job's not too difficult. However, there are a couple tips and tricks along the way I'm going to show you to help get the job done right and a little bit quicker. Just because there are 16 spark plugs, it is kind of time consuming. So let's go ahead and go over the parts and tools we're going to need to get the job done. Alright, so we'll need a pair of dikes or a trim removal tool. You're going to need a torque wrench. You're going to need a 3/8 ratchet. I like the swivel ratchet. I'll put a link in the description of where you can purchase this. This makes your job a lot easier on the lower spark plugs. You're going to need a 5/8 spark plug wrench. You're going to need an assortment of 3/8 extensions, some dielectric grease, some antiseize, an 8mm socket, and a 5.5mm socket. Also going to be using my M12 power ratchets. They're electric ratchets that make the job go real quick. Alright, so before we start installing the spark plug wires, I like just to go ahead and throw a little bit of dielectric grease inside both ends of the wire. That way no water, corrosion, or anything like that gets inside of our connection and causes a misfire or anything like that. Now the first thing we need to do is just take an 8mm socket and loosen up the negative battery cable. Definitely don't want this engine starting when we have the spark plugs out. Now depending on the year of your truck, your intake might look a little bit different than this. Starting with an 8mm socket, we're just going to loosen up 2 hose clamps. As you can see with the intake off, we have a whole lot more room to get to our spark plugs and coils and everything like that. Before we start, I like just to take a rag and put it in the throttle body. Definitely don't want anything falling or getting inside there. And then we can take some shop air and just blow off the top of the motor. That way when we take our coils off, nothing drops into the spark plug well. Now starting on the left side, I'm just going to do all of these spark plugs up on top here first. Because it's easier. The passenger side's a little more difficult, so we're going to do that last. Starting with an 8mm socket, we're just going to remove all 4 bolts holding on each coil. Now let's go ahead and remove the spark plug wire from the coil. You can simply just twist and pull off. Now with the wiring still connected to the coil, we could just lift up and the coil comes right out. We don't have to disconnect the connector to get those coils removed. Now let's go ahead and take some shop air and just blow it into the spark plug well. In case of any debris inside there, it won't fall into the cylinder once we remove the spark plug. Now with our spark plug socket, let's go ahead and remove each spark plug out. There's number 1. So with our new spark plugs with antiseize, dielectric grease, and gapped ready to go, let's go ahead and drop them in. And we're just going to get them hand tight. Alright, once they're hand tight, we can go ahead and take our torque wrench and torque them down to 21 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our ignition coils into the correct spark plug well. Now when it comes to removing the lower spark plugs on the driver's side, I find it's not necessary to remove the inner fender well. on the driver's side. Just working from the top, you can do this by feel. You have plenty of room down here. But the first thing we need to do to remove the cable, take a trim removal tool or even a pair of dikes, and you can just kind of crimp the little connector or the little grommet that goes to the valve cover, and it just comes right off. And these spark plug wires actually aren't too hard to remove. Just try to take it by the boot and twist. When you do that, it'll pull right out. So as far as removing the lower one goes on the driver's side, I like to just use a 6-inch extension in our spark plug socket. Let's go ahead and remove these, and you kind of have to do it by feel because there's not a lot of room there. If you need to peek, you could peek through the wheel well. There's a little bit of daylight there to where you can see the spark plugs. Now what you notice is that the second cylinder on the driver's side with your 6-inch extension, it's a little close to the steering shaft, so you might have to grab a 3-inch and just go around it like this. When it comes to doing the rear cylinder on the driver's side, I always use a 3-inch extension and my little swivel ratchet here. This is a really handy tool. If you use a 6-inch extension, you may have a little bit of trouble with the firewall and getting too close to it. So let's go ahead and remove the last spark plug on the side and then start to put the wires on. Starting with the rear cylinder, let's go ahead and just start putting the wire on the coil. So now that we've gotten the driver's side already, all 8 spark plugs and wires replaced, let's go ahead and move over to the passenger side, which is a little more difficult. The top is the same as the driver's, not too difficult there. However, the bottom, which we're going to go ahead and do right now, a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and jack up the vehicle a couple inches and remove the inner fender well using a 5.5mm wrench or socket. It's going to give us a little bit better access to where we can use some extensions and remove the spark plugs from there. So I got the vehicle jacked up a couple inches, starting with our 5.5mm socket. Let's go ahead and remove all these bolts, and then there's a couple 8mm bolts that we're going to need to remove after that. And as you can see with the wheel well removed, not fully, I just kind of bent it out of the way, we have a lot better access to our spark plugs, making the job a lot easier versus fighting all these lines and wires and everything like that. So let's go ahead, just start removing these spark plug wires. Alright, so now that our spark plugs are torqued in and ready to go, let's go ahead and replace these spark plug wires with our new ones. Alright, now that we got our new spark plugs in and the wires on the passenger side, we can go ahead and throw our fender liner right here back on and lower the vehicle. Alright, so now that all 16 plugs have been replaced, it's time to put our intake back on, connect our battery back, and we can start it up. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. Truck's running great now, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave something in the comment section. I hope you learned something. Make sure to check out the links in the description for the parts and tools that I used in this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.